Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be looking at jumps on Barnblitz. These will be nice little flank routes, cool little getting into places that you wouldn't think you'd be able to get to, and little things like ways to avoid fall damage. So let's go. So the first jump we're going to do is from these stairs, onto that bit of wood, onto that bit of wood, and then up into the locker room. It is awesome, I love it. Basically you want to jump from halfway down these stairs, crouch jump, and land on there. Then once you're on there, you jump out a little bit to the left and forwards, and then strafe back right, so you get around that bit of wood, and then do the same again in order to get up to the top. I'll show you now. And it's just like that. Now, you may think, oh yeah, that looked easy. It is actually quite difficult. I have done it like literally over 100 times, so I've sort of got used to it, but it is quite difficult to do, but a lot of practice and you'll get it, and it's really awesome. The next cool jump we've got is from this roof down to there. Another thing that's quite useful for engineers on attack will quite often build up there. There'll be a teleporter, a dispenser and a sentry, and they're probably watching down there, so it's kind of hard to get there sometimes. But if you just jump from the very top of this roof, hold crouch, and you make it fairly comfortably, and then you can get some stabs on there. You notice I did take fall damage there. There is a way you can do this that avoids fall damage. And you, first of all, drop onto this, and then you can make it. You're a little bit more obvious that you're coming over then, because whoever's watching you has seen you do that whole process. If you just say you're coming from here up there, you just come out of nowhere, and you can get quite a good surprise on anyone who's waiting. Pardon me. Really simple but quite useful jump is from here, and you just strafe round up onto there. You'd be surprised how often you might use that once you know that exists, and you can also do it back the same way. Another cool jump from this area is jumping out this window, and most people, if you're jumping out this window, they're going to expect you to run away probably if you're getting chased. If you strafe round to the left, you can land on this roof and don't take any fall damage. I slipped off, but I promise you can stand up there fine if you do it better than I did. And yeah, it's not that obvious that you've done that, so someone would, oh, where have they gone? And you've got the height advantage, which is quite good as in Team Fortress 2. A pretty cool spot to be a little bit of an annoying camping bell end is up here. If you jump, it's a little bit awkward to get actually, but if you jump from about halfway down, crouch jump, and you can land up here. Anyone who's coming through that door is almost definitely not seeing you or your shadow. People from the other side of this wall can actually see your shadow if they've got shadows turned on, so it's not that great. But if anyone's coming up these stairs, you can get a really easy drop stab on them. Another one of my favourite jumps is you can get from where I'm stood right now up to there by using these planks and that little thing that's sticking out there. Make sure you jump onto the far right hand side of the planks, otherwise you'll hit your head when you try and jump here and it completely cocks it up for you. So make sure you're far over, jump over onto this little thing, and then you can jump up here. And again, you can be really annoying in spawn camp. People aren't going to expect you unless you've already spawn camped there for a little while, and it's a great way to get teleporters that are very often up here. When you're up here, you can also jump from here onto this little shed, and then from the little shed over to this shed. Not that useful, but people, again, don't often check up there, so if you're using the cloak and dagger, you can wait up there, and you're probably out of the way from quite a lot of spam. You can also get up onto the top of that by using these crates. If you just jump straight at this crate and hold crouch, you go up onto the top. Take a step back, otherwise you'll hit your head here when you try and jump. So you want to step back, land on the lamp. Again, make sure you're not stuck on the roof, and then you can just hop up then and get to here again. Little interesting thing to note, not that useful, but just so I can show you it's possible, you can get on top of this pallet as well. You just run straight at it. I try and aim for that corner when I jump, and then you can crouch jump and land up here. You can get onto this little roof by jumping from the corner of here. It is actually a little bit difficult, I'd say. Don't always make it. There we go, did it that time, and you can stand on top of this chimney if you want to stay out of the way from quite a lot of spam. There's actually a much easier way to get onto this roof. It combines with the next jump I'll show. So if you run straight at this shorter bit of the rocks and crouch jump, you get up quite easily. And you can wait up here, which is a great spot, I think, for being a defensive spy with the cloak and dagger. You wait here. You're out of the way from quite a lot of the spam, so you won't get spy check necessarily. We can also get over to that roof quite easily if we just stand near the edge and take a little jump. Last one's quite a little interesting one. Similarly, you might use it for defense towards the start of the round. Is you just jump up from here onto here, and if you're careful, you can go all the way down here. It's quite good sniping line. You've got a good eye of that door, so if you've got the ambassador, or if you just want to play it as a sniper, it's quite useful to doing that. Last thing I'll show is that you can just go from here and you can walk on this little sort of iron roof here. A lot of these iron sort of roofs in Team Fortress 2 you'll go straight through them, but this particular one you can stand on. It's quite good to wait when the cart's just been captured by here and people are walking out there. They very often look over here because that's where there'll be a sentry nest sometimes, so they won't necessarily expect an attack from high above on the opposite side, so you can get down, get some pretty easy stabs. So that just about covers most of the useful jumps that we've got here in Barnblitz for Spy. Hope you learnt something. Please let me know if you did. I'd like to know that what I've done has helped you out. And if there's any other maps that you'd like to see me do, because I've pretty much done all the main ones now, let me know in the comments. And shut up, Vinu!
Mission ends in 60 seconds.